Hello, everybody. My name is Martha Alter Hines with Living the One Light. Okay, so I'm feeling really called to make this video today. Today happens to be Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. So it's the morning after the United States elections. And just to be, so what I'm wanting to say in this video, actually, in a sense, has nothing to do with politics, but it is precipitated by them. And so my point here is not about the politics. My point is the underlying message I am getting from the spirit world in this moment we happen to be in. And the moment happens to include political realities, right? So I'll just say very, very, very simply and very briefly, and I am not inviting a political conversation here. I'm not. But yeah, I'm very upset by these results, for so many reasons. And I want to name directly for anybody, any of you who are feeling scared or worried for your own safety or the safety of people you love. I feel that. I get that. I'm there with you. So that's just a reality. That's just true. And I actually had someone comment the other day on another video. One of the only comments I've ever gotten that was just not kind, just not kind. This person saying that, to be worried, like the human us, to be worried about the state of the world means that we're not spiritual enough or something. And I think if you go talk to, let's say, the Dalai Lama, he would probably disagree. So, that's just not cool. And it's just reality that there are a huge number of tragedies happening on this planet. It's just true. It's just true. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna ever go into denial about that. That feels very irresponsible. So I just want to name that. It's just true. But the point is, the part I really want to bring in here that I'm hoping might be helpful, because it is definitely helpful to me, definitely, is the underlying point and message I'm getting from the spirit world. It's same kind of message I've been getting, but and that I've been talking about with all of you, but it's like an extra layer of truth coming in about it. And that truth is what they showed me even before the election. The day before the election, they were really showing this to me powerfully. What they basically were saying was, and actually Gaia was saying this, like the body of the earth was saying this. On the one level, the election obviously has a humongous impact on all kinds of people in all different ways, regardless, whatever your belief system is around it, or whoever you wanted to win or didn't want it, or whatever you thought about it. Certainly, of course, the political system has a big impact in the world. And at the same time, what they were showing me is, they said, regardless of who wins or doesn't win, quote unquote, come back to Earth, come back to life itself. They're saying either way, no matter who wins, the point is that as humanity, we are seriously out of whack when it comes to being in the balance, the radical balance and harmony of life itself. So they were saying, in a certain way, I didn't really even want to believe them when they were saying, in a certain way, if the person you want to win does, there's sort of like a slight danger that you will then become complacent and not do the actual work that needs to happen. And, my human brain is like, Okay, sort of, sort of agree with that and sort of don't. But I feel it. I get it. I get their point. I get it. And so whatever your belief system is, whatever perspective you had on the election, I think this is true for this opportunity is definitely available for all of us, that we can drop deep inside and drop deep into the reality that we are Gaia, and drop deep into the reality that we are existence itself, and find that precise, radical balance and harmony of life itself, and commit fully to re-becoming that oneness that we are, right? All of this, we know, is a manifestation of life being out of balance with that ultimate truth and oneness of reality. And something, what I was shown in my prayers today, this morning, I mean, once I knew this result, was actually so exquisite. And I don't typically share, this is sort of personal, but it's also relevant on a bigger level, so I'll share it. When I asked at the end of my prayers, what is mine to do? They took, they shot me straight up into this very, 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 very high realm of light realm. And they showed me in a double helix, like my feminine essence and my masculine essence in the double helix of existence, right? And they said to me, we need you to come back to the beginning of time, to the moment when existence first said, I love you, to itself. Whoa. Whoa. So I'll say it again. This is like, whoa. Again, they said, we need you to come back to the beginning of time, to the moment when existence said, I love you, to itself. Da. I don't know about you, but that was deeply moving for me. Yeah, so you tell me what you feel in that. What I feel in that, what I was feeling when they showed me that, is the sense of, basically, of course, like I've been saying, as we've all been saying over and over and over again, we've been in this time of the illusion of separation. We've been in this time of forgetting. And we are now in the time of remembering, the great remembering. And the biggest, most powerful thing we need to be doing on that deep, personal, cellular level, energy essence level, is to release all of the illusion of separation, come fully back on an energy body level to basically being in love, fully, completely in love with ourself, the essence of life, what that love does, what that love is, when that is able to just collapse back together, collide back together. It is powerful love that basically erases the illusion of separation, right? And anyway, I could go on and on and on and on. Three things I will say are resources, which lots of you have already taken advantage of, and that I will continue to be making. Number one, the Wholeness Way series. If you haven't signed up for the Wholeness Way series, you haven't accessed, it's totally free. And everything I'm about to talk about is totally free. But the Wholeness Way series, like if you haven't accessed it, please take advantage of it if that calls to you. If you have, maybe go back and do it again, because This is such a big imperative that we really fully embody the oneness of ourselves. So that's one Wholeness Way series. And number two, you might feel called, because this directive of go back to the beginning of time when existence said to it, it said, I love you for the first time to itself, kind of reminds me of the the free meditation I also have on my website, which I'll put the link here for. It's called something about coming back to your original ancestry. It's a very similar kind of a feeling. So that's available for free as well. Absolutely, please enjoy that. And then I'm going to continue later today. I will to make the third video in this Gaia Speaks series. I'm reading out loud, my second book, Gaia Speaks, which I channeled a few years ago, and just so much of what she's saying in that book is relevant for right now. So I'll do part 3 later today. Please enjoy all of that. That's totally free as well. And just going along with the Gaia part, the last thing I think I'm feeling called to say is so on the one hand, the overarching theme of what I'm really feeling is our calling right now is to be coming back into this wholeness of existence, period. But kind of a layer 2 of that is this deep call to come back into the resonance and the harmony of, I want to call it the hum, the song of existence and of the earth, of the body of Gaia herself. And this is a bigger topic. It's hard to kind of, I'm still mid-process myself. So I'm going to give you the beginning of this thought just in case it helps you percolate. And then I'm sure I'll talk more about these things in more videos once my own emotional body can has a little more time to process things. But so one huge way I'm called right now is to drop deep into the reality that, again, regardless of who won the United States election, et cetera, and all these other tragedies happening all over the world, all these other things, it's not just the United States, of course, right? There's so many. I grew up all over the world. I was not born in the United States. I didn't live most of my childhood in the United States. Like I really get it. Like the world is a big place, not just the United States. So I'm just using that as this moment. And yeah, but one thing we've forgotten in this time of great forgetting is the hum, the song, and the deep wisdom of Gaia herself, which is what our bodies are. And she knows. Again, long story that I won't go into here, but on Monday I went into deep prayer about this, and that was the big thing that came up, is that Gaia knows. She knows how to restore herself. Our beings are made of her, and so the most deep part of our being knows also. And again, I definitely care about who won or didn't win. And at the same time, I could feel how focusing only on that, like the election outcome, was kind of taking me out of this deep need, regardless of who would win. Still, even if the person I wanted to win won, like, still, this whole situation that we're in on this planet is a mega indicator that we are radically out of tune with, literally out of tune with. We're not in tune vibrationally. We're not in tune with the hum of this being, Gaia, planet that we are. And And so one of the things I'm personally going to be really dropping into and focusing on over the coming days, weeks, months is in my own personal journey, you know, how can I come back and really be with her, like honor her and honor the deep, deep, deep ancient wisdom that is her. Because I've said this also many, many times, in this time of especially the enlightenment period and all of that, where we've gotten really focused on the human brain and the human intelligence, like mental intelligence, cognitive intelligence being superior to everything else, all kinds of other intelligences. And yes, our brains are important. You know, it's great to be intelligent. I'm grateful for my brain. I love it. And we are forgetting all of the other kinds of intelligence. We're not even seeing it, right? Like the intelligence of Gaia, like actually, she's what we are. Like if our brains are intelligent, then clearly she is at least that intelligence, probably a heck of a lot more, right? But we haven't been trained, and so this is an opportunity for us to remember, how do we drop down, come back into her hum, and remember her language in a sense, right? Remember the language, and not only her, it's the language of our own bodies, because again, our bodies are Gaia. How do we come back into the hum of this being that is us, Gaia, and then feel and know her wisdom? She knows how to restore us and herself back to the rhythm of life itself, because that's what she is and that's what we are. And again, not to say that, you know, if you happen to be upset or excited or in between about the election or about other things going on this planet, not to say that's not real and not true, but the underlying call that I'm really feeling right now and that I will be continuing to hold space for, very much so, I'm very committed to this, is for us to come back to over and over and over again the fundamental need on our planet right now, which is to come back to the hum, the song of life itself, of our beings themselves, of Gaia herself, of the cosmos itself, the deep actual intelligence of the divine as us and of life itself. That is what we need to be doing more than anything, right? Because it's when we embody that hum, that knowing of who we actually really are, then it's that deep intelligence that then can speak into the world, that then will know what is yours to do, what is mine to do, and our actions will come from that hum. And that, I mean, that's revolutionary. That's just, again, regardless of who wins in the political system, that, which of course matters to me, but either way, the key is we have to come back into that hum, that song of who we actually are and what life actually is. So yeah, so that's I'll stop there, I'll pause there, and you know, I'll come back with more very soon, including part 3 of the Gaia Speaks. And I'll give myself my own body, my own emotional being, a little time to be with all of this. And once I'm there, I'll come back and say more, including with, I'll come back with a video about the upcoming full moon that's going to be at 24 degrees of Taurus exactly conjunct Uranus and Taurus. So I can already predict part of what I'll probably be talking about in that video, because what is Uranus and Taurus and a full moon conjunct that? It's all about big time, big time, big time. So powerfully about coming back to the divine intelligence, the divine truth of ourselves as Earth, ourselves as Gaia, ourselves as our bodies, and the reality that our bodies are Gaia herself. Yeah. So I'll be back with more very soon. But most of all, I just wanted to send you all big hugs, much love, and any sense of comfort that I possibly can in this moment, especially to any and all of you feeling scared for yourself, like on a basic level. We're doing this together. And everything I said in the previous video where I talked about why I have hope totally applies. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch that, because that is all incredibly true still for me. Incredibly, incredibly true. That's why we're here, to do this together. All right. See you very soon.